All right, buckle in. This is the long version of part 2 of the jeans upcycling, and we're going to make a little crescent moon decoration. I don't really know how to categorize it, but I started by just tracing the shape onto 2 pieces of denim. And I am going to take this needle threader, which is imperative if you're doing embroidery. Sometimes it's really hard to get all of the little threads threaded into the eye of your needle, so this little needle threader makes that a much more achievable process. So if you're new to embroidery, make sure that you either knot the end of your thread before you start stitching, or take a couple of little stabilizing stitches. And I'm going to start just kind of going on vibes here with these little sparkly metallic stars or sparkles. And this is pretty simple and straightforward. This is just a straight stitch, so just one straight across stitch from point A to point B to make all of your little points. I will say working with this metallic embroidery floss can be challenging because it likes to snag on itself and it doesn't stay like the little individual threads want to fray a little bit on you, but it sure does make a pretty effect. So just be patient and take your time if you try using this gold embroidery floss. So there we go, one little sparkly star. And now we're going to learn French knots. So French knots can be frustrating, but we're going to go slow. So wrap your thread around your needle twice and put the needle point right back close to, but not in the exact same spot where you came through the fabric. Keep a little bit of tension on your thread to keep those little twists in place, and pull your needle back down through those twists, slowly and carefully, making sure you're not catching anything. And there you go, you have a little French knot. So I did a few more, as you can see. I think the little knots add a little more sparkle element. So now we're going to go in, and I'm going to be a little more deliberate about where I put these flowers that I want to add. I was going to use that periwinkle color because it's so cute, but I think it's a little too close to the denim color, so I went with this more wisteria color. So I decided not to work with all of the threads of the embroidery floss. Embroidery floss is typically made up of 6 individual strands, so I split mine into 3 and 3. And again, if you split your embroidery floss, go slow. There's a lot of twist built up in that, and so as you untwist it, it wants to tangle up on itself. So let gravity pull the weight of it down and do the twisting for you. Now we're going to learn a new stitch. This is called Lazy Daisy, and this is my most favorite. If you ever see me embroidering things, it will always have French knots and lazy daisies because they are my favorite and they're so versatile. So come up through your fabric and go back into your fabric right adjacent to where you came up. Not in the same spot, but next to. And then leave a little loop. Don't pull your thread all the way through. And then come up at the top of where you want your little flower petal to be. And now you can pull your thread all the way through. And don't pull it tight. Just pull it until you get the tension, the shape that you want. And now we're going to go back in and lock that little petal shape down with another stitch. Just to hold everything in place and to keep your little petal shape the way you want it. And that is it. That is a lazy daisy stitch. So now I'm going to go back around the rest where I had marked out where I want my petals to be. And I did some in purple and the others in white because I wanted a little bit of, fun. So now I'm going to go in with this green, and I did not split the green. So this is all 6 strands of the embroidery floss. Again, cannot speak highly enough about that needle threader. And I'm just gonna make one French knot in the center of each little flower. And then I'm going to tie off the green thread here. So I picked up just a couple of threads on the back side. I'm gonna tie a little knot here, and I wanna make sure that that needle isn't showing on the front when I go through, so that I don't have any unwanted visible stitches on the front of my work. And you don't have to worry about winding that in, because we're gonna sew it all together here in just a second. I'm gonna use this golden yellow color. It is not a metallic, because I was all done with that by this point. The standard back and forth, regular way you would sew something together. Now, I want to stress that this is not about perfection. Embroidery, art in general, is not about perfect. It's not about looking exactly like the example. It's not about no mistakes. I like for things to look handmade. I like for there to be that human element in the things that I have or the things that I create, because it makes it so much more personal and so much more interesting, in my opinion. So I went all the way around, and then I realized I needed to add this little hanger bit so that I could hang it up from things. So I should have, when I was going around the top edge there, stitched this into place, but that's okay. I just used that little crochet hook to pull that through. And there's Harrow Hark. She's so cute. She thinks she's a really good helper. I used whatever denim and, honestly, thread scraps I had sitting around to stuff this. And then I made sure that I put the needle directly through the knot of that little hanger bit to try to get that really good and secure. And then I'll tuck that purple and white end in after I get that stitch completed. There it is. And then I just went around the edges and kind of fluffed and distressed to try to make it look aged. Okay, some last minute thoughts about this one. I think it's cute all in all. I think if you wanted to put some little beads on the top, a little hanger, that would be cute. I did use denim scraps for batting. I don't have any fiber fill readily available, and it seemed like a waste not want not situation. I wish I had assessed the shape a little bit better. It's a little half band, but that's okay. All told, I think the embroidery turned out cute. I like it. Just a cute little thingy. I think I might paint on the back side here. I did do the lighter interior side of the fabric for this one versus the darker, so there's something cute to look at on both sides. What do you think? Should I paint on the back side too? Is this something you would try? And what did you think about the embroidery stitches? Was that clear? Do you have questions? Let me know in the comments, and if you need clarification, I'll be happy to do another video. Thanks for watching.